Legends, and Tapolu. And Meese just put on his lovely kimono over there. Kind of reminding me of Mary Poppins right now, but that's cool. I love Mary Poppins. She's cool. And what up, what up, what up? We're just gonna go and let's just see what happens. Um, so, boys, what's going on? Meese,
Well,
I think we were
we were
just
just
talking.
in the middle of asking me some questions. I can reiterate it just for the podcast,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we first sort of discovered Meese. I think I've seen him on Twitter quite a bit, and we first discovered him airdropping a strange image of it looks like an owl or some kind of bird eating a lizard. And 100 Rainbows discovered it in his wallet, and I think we were actually on the podcast talking about it. We're like, "What the hell is this?" And then
I'm gonna bring it
I
up.
saw I saw the same image in Dr. Green Thumb, who's a friend of ours, his NFT gallery here in Decentraland, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it must be legit." Because at first we were like, obviously it's not a scam project, but sometimes that is the case when people just randomly airdrop things into your wallet. Not saying that about you, Mies, but we were really curious about like what the reasoning was behind that, what the plan was. So I think he said he was getting a glass of water. Are you there, Mies?
Yeah, so I'm
Perfect.
happy to share the whole thing that my whole process and kind of what happened.
Yeah,
So it's
do it,
kind
mate.
of yeah, so I kind of like wanted to introduce myself to the community in a kind of an artistic or creative way, and I wanted to I had only been playing for maybe like 3 months, daily or whatever, and mostly just doing the mining and maybe a couple little social things, but not really, didn't really get too deeply involved. And then I probably played for like 40, 45 days straight for like most of the day, and while I was doing some of my other work, and I got to know the community more, and it was really awesome. So through doing that, I wanted to get to know people that maybe I hadn't met before, or get people to know me, right? And so that was the thing. I had waited a little while to actually pick my own username, that I currently have, and so I wanted, once I picked that name, I wanted to get established, I guess you could say. And so this was like my first guerrilla marketing kind of campaign that I wanted to do to kind of get known in the community. And there were some other things I wanted to do as well to achieve through this. And so the first step was I wanted to go find like 100 people in the game that that had like supported artists by either through owning wearables or purchasing them, or through actual artwork from artists that are in Decentraland. And so that was kind of like my initial premise of something I wanted to do. And so I wanted to thank, the community and introduce myself to the community at the same time, um, as a thank you, to give them one of my best pieces, at least in my opinion, and art pieces. And so that was kind of like the beginning premise as far as like how it started.
Yeah, right. Well, that's geez. So you came into Decentraland. How long have you been in Decentraland?
I want to say since like maybe beginning of February, something like that.
Right. So you came in and you just. So how did you determine who was contributing to the community or who was a creator? You just how did
Yeah.
that happen? You just had spent time here and walked around? Like how did that?
Well, yeah, so what I did was I tried looking around thing, and like I would started like writing people's names down on a notepad just next to
Sure.
my where I was, and
Uh,
I just had like 100 names that like, or a whole bunch of names at some point. I was like, you know what, I could probably get 100 on here. And so then I was like, well, how do I figure out who do I get from this list or whatever it is. And so when I was creating my own name, I realized like, oh, well, in theory, that name's attached to this OpenSea, and then anyone, would know what I have. And so
hmm.
then I realized that I could do that backwards, and I could be like, okay, I could see what other people have in their wallets. And so I actually went through like every single person's wallet. I went through like 150 or 200 wallets,
Yeah, wow.
and yeah, and I looked through all their collections actually, because I wanted to learn about the community, and I wanted to see what the people valued in the community as a whole before coming into it, so I could have a better understanding of what was already there that maybe I didn't already know.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's a lot of effort to go through. Why did you think that? Like, is it paying off, or what? Has it not paid off yet? You just think it's going to pay off
Yes.
later?
Okay.
Like, why go to
Yes.
such a lot of effort when you could just? There's a lot. I could think of 10 different easier ways to do this.
Sure. Sure. So this is just like phase one of the project, and but the beginning phase, the people that I selected, there was multiple intentions, I guess, in that, and it was number one. I wanted to get to know individual players as a whole, like on a certain level, and what they valued and what they supported, right, with their funds and their money. Just because I'm a new entrant to the place, and I was trying to get an idea of like how many artists in Decentraland, get what percent of their revenues come from actually inside of Decentraland from events or marketing or whatever it is it may be, right? And so I number one, I also believed in purchasing and supporting other artists as a new artist, and so I also, I created a budget for myself to invest in other artists within Decentraland. And some of that was geared towards wearables, and some of that was geared towards actual art as well. And so, I selected people as well for that to, grow what I wanted to have and what I, valued and what I enjoyed and the people that I connected with in the beginnings of my journeys in Decentraland.
Yeah, wow. So then, okay, so this is just phase one. So I'm going to go into phase one. And I'm going to give you my reflection of what it is and my experience. Has phase one, has a date already been set? Has it passed? Have I missed? Because I think I was supposed to submit something, but I haven't. Because
Yeah, yeah. So phase one is still in play. So phase one.
So guys, this is what
So
happened.
yeah,
Well, I got the photo in front of me. Me sent this to people he felt that I guess were providing to the community. He went through their wallets and a bit of research, and he sent me this photo, which I know you took yourself, right?
I
Yes.
did.
So
Yes.
that's pretty
Nice,
fucking
nice.
amazing in itself, guys. So if you're looking at my screen, whatever
Yeah, it's
platform you're
dope.
on, I'm sharing screen in Discord. There's an owl here, and he's got a gecko, like half of it inside his mouth. He's having a meal, but this is the last day for the owl. But I remember sending a GIF on Misa's Discord saying it's not over. Basically saying it's not over for the gecko. It's a gecko, right? Or a lizard.
Yes. Yes. It is. It's a gecko,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's a burrowing owl that's eating it. And I spent over the last 3.5 years, I probably have spent just with burrowing owls, 50 or 60 different days. No, probably at least 60 different days, maybe. And hundreds of hours with them, just to give you an idea, to get a shot like that.
That is an amazing shot. Like, even more amazing that you took it. Like, I mean, bird watching for me is kind of hard enough. So for you to go out there, I don't know how far you had to go and track the equipment that you had to have, carry, sit there still in one spot to get that angle, lighting. Is this photo edited at all, or is it?
It is a little
Yep,
bit. I
that's cool.
cropped it, so
Yeah,
it's a bigger. I actually have a. I took a horizontal, and so this is actually just a vertical crop. So I took like almost 2/3 of the photo, or something. 50% of it's gone. So actually, I have a horizontal one, but
yeah,
this one I felt just isolates the subject more, and it felt the in world. I chose this one because some of the original photos I chose for in world of Decentraland, they. Uh, it just didn't have as quite as much detail and shock and awe. And I wanted a photo that had shock and awe. And this one, having the close up of the vertical crop just really, I think it did that for me. And what I realized is I take really high resolution photos. I use a 46 megapixel camera, and the detail is so intense and so much that I need my images as large as possible, like the size of a wall. in Decentraland to like really see the detail. And the issue was I was doubling up the pixel on my images before that, even with the 46 megapixels, and it was too much. And the images started looking crappier because there was just too much pixels, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
We hear
I'm
me.
just on the phone. I was just about to say, like, you don't often see a wildlife photo like that, particularly with a bird where it's like looking straight at the camera, like it's looking right
Yeah,
at your
it
lens.
looks like it's taking a
Did you
freaking
do
selfie.
anything to like attract its attention or like get it to look at you, or was that just completely natural, candid photo?
It's completely natural.
Wow.
So yeah, I choose this location. These specific burrowing owls. Burrowing owls in general live in residential areas, and so a lot of times they're more used to people, I guess you could say. And these ones were in a park, and so they are used to people literally walking past them all day, every day. And so, luckily for this situation, um, you know, they I lay down just to give you an idea. I lay on the ground. This was taken from me literally laying down on the ground, and this subject was probably about 8 feet, 7.5 feet away from me. That's kind of like my hot spot. My minimum focusing distance is 7.5 feet. So if anything's closer than that, I'm SOL. If it's a little further than that, then I get as much detail as possible, biggest bang for my buck with my current setup.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What area?
I live in Southwest Florida, Lee County.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's cool, man.
Very cool.
So I mean,
Yes.
I'm looking at this, and in terms of the competition, I remember sending you a GIF saying that it was turning into war for the gecko, and I sent you a GIF of the gecko having like 2 ninja stars, and it was going to like spin that in his hands and get out of the owl. That was kind of the thinking that I had, but then I kind of just stripped it off a bit. So what you had asked people to do, Mies, was to somehow use this photo in a creative way, and then they had to submit it. Did you want to kind of expand on that? Like, were there any limitations on what people could do with the photo?
Yes.
Or, yeah.
Wait, so
Yes. So before I get to that real quick, so phase one, by the way, it did really well. And then just so you know, it cost me like $250 in gas fees to individually send out all 100 of those. And
Oh, wow.
out of that,
Yeah.
since like, that investment plus a few thousand on, art and wearables and stuff, that or a couple thousand, that I've gotten 300 back already as far as like in sales directly from Decentraland, which in my opinion is very good.
Yeah.
So that's just, that's my personal opinion without having any events yet. And then I hadn't even minted my best NFTs and, really, or even, I mean, really, I started out with like the NFTs I minted were a lot of them were landscapes, which were some of my first works from like my first, 12 to 18 months of photography. And since then I've gone full wildlife pretty much. And so that's like really where, I'm an expert, I'm one of the best in the state, and many people's, my eyes, and, other people's as well. So that's kind of, yeah. So phase two, just ask, yeah, sorry. I think New Legends want to say something about that. And then before that, I will talk about phase two and the competition.
No, I didn't have anything to say on that particular point. Go ahead.
Wait. So
Okay.
sorry. So phase one was just you sending out the photos to people. Like,
And finding the people. So this, this happened in Be Named Show Off. That's what I called it, right? And so I wanted to find a piece of work that one of my best ones to give to the community, and it just happened to fit that like I could go find people that bought wearables, that show off, right? You're showing off people's art, or your art and wearables and fashion and all that, and technology, and combining it all together. And so that's kind of like how it started. And so then I wanted to find like who the active players were and the artists and stuff like that. And I was thinking, so all these artists, I was a new artist, right? And I knew how hard it was to try to like get into a show, or try to even get into like a building, right, to have someone display my work.
yeah.
And so I found all these people, and I was like, well, what if I could give them an opportunity to, and a platform and a showcase, and or a community driven event, to where they can make it whatever they want. And so this NFT that I gave away, number one, I wanted to showcase some of the like the new rulings with like the uh, Bored Ape Yacht Club, and how with like NFTs, the rights to it, right? And
Yeah.
so I gifted this one to the community. I literally wanted to like show and demonstrate with them, what they can do with it, and to try to encourage people that maybe had not even minted their own NFTs yet themselves to do so, with whatever it is it may be, and try to give them additional, fun or reasoning, or competition, or whatever drives them to do so.
Amazing. So
No.
that's, I mean, the idea just to send it out, and have people and entice people to come in and participate is such a great thing, because we're all busy, and the fact that you've done that, great idea. So now I'd like to go into, can we go into phase 2? So which is, let's just say the challenge, which is to take this photo and do
Yeah.
something with it. So what are people supposed to do with it?
Okay, so I sent out, this NFT to all these people, show off, and so anyone with this NFT is able to enter this competition that I have going. And so it's the show off competition. Anyone who has this NFT can literally, they can use this NFT as a piece of, and recreate their own NFT in any way, shape, or form. So that means, like, number one, if you're just you're a sketch artist, maybe you only draw with your hands, whatever it is. Maybe you want to resketch this, in your own way. You can definitely do that. Maybe you want to just use the piece for inspiration to sketch something similar, or something that at least can be seen coming back to the original piece in some way, shape, or form. For other artists, it may be adding music or adding sounds to the piece, or maybe just using the piece out of like a collage, or turning the piece into like a GIF or a video, maybe making it 1 out of 10 or 15 images, have it evolve into something, or,
Hmm.
just, and it could be anything, I didn't want to limit people. And so the competition is going to happen on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern at Club Uendo, just so you guys know. And so anyone can enter before then. All you have to do is just let me know. As far as if you have a copy of Show Off, you're welcome and invited to participate in the competition. Everyone who does participate is going to get a free DCL exclusive NFT that I have created. It's called Star Lord. So if you see underneath my OpenSea, everyone that does compete and submits a piece for the competition will receive the Star Lord NFT this week, or
Okay.
not this week, but
Let's
by Monday or Tuesday.
yeah.
I
I mean, I'm going to definitely participate just because you're here. If we get a free gift, fantastic. But this is amazing that you've come out and responded, because it's I guess I'm speaking for myself. It's just a bit hard to kind of jump into Discords and just read everything that's going on. I mean, I think everyone here is probably a member of multiple Discords. But what you're saying is, and I'm jumping into your Mies profile now, and there's so much here. But tell me about the Star-Lord NFT. Is that already minted, or is it just on the
Yeah,
to-do
so
list?
I just minted it. So
Where
if
is
you
it?
see, it should be my newest one on
Recent.
OpenSea. It might be like 6 deep. If you go to my created, it's probably the most recent one. But as far as like,
I just
I got some land today. I just got my
oh
3x1 put together. So I'm going to be building my own gallery. And I just finished kind of designing it today, I guess you could say, as far as like what every floor is going to have. And I have someone building it for me already right now.
nice. That's fantastic.
um
I want to find this dark. I'm going to control F dark. How about that?
Star Lord.
Nothing. Oh,
Star
Star-Lord,
Lord is the
sorry.
name.
Star-Lord.
Star Lord, yeah. It's one word.
Oh, it's another
STARLORD.
owl. There's 100 of them.
Yes. So this event, it's not only going to be a competition. It is going to be a competition, right? And it's going to be to where everyone who competes gets to vote for the other people. You cannot vote for yourself, but you get one vote, and you can vote for one other person's work. And then at the end of the night, the top 3 people are also going to get the special NFT that I'm going to mint, and it's only going to be 3 of them, and those 3 people are going to get them, and that's it. Like, and
Dude,
the
the
yeah, and
the
the theme.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the theme of this is the burrowing owls, and all of these are burrowing owls. And so I'm also going to be displaying 6 of my pieces as well after the competition for people to see large, big versions of these photos so that they can really see the details. Sorry, keep.
That's amazing. In terms of like, yeah, so in terms of giving it to me, that's really weird because I'm just going to talk about my own experience because this is what this is. Um, I'm not a traditional artist, right? I don't create 3D models. I don't paint. I mean, I think my artwork itself is gathering people and talking. I think that's probably where my talent lies. So somehow working that into your challenge, is that
So
within
like
the
making a
boundaries of
video.
what can be done,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Yeah, I'm technically making a video on it and then maybe just showing a clip. Okay, so right now we're also going to have a screen put up to where people can show their piece. We can like pull up a link or something. So if you maybe want to have like a minute or a 2-minute clip of your video or a video or something, or something the community that you can show, right? That with this piece, because technically, right, this interview we're doing right now is talking about the piece, right? So
yeah,
this is inspired. This is inspired. I asked people to do something that was inspired by the piece
yeah,
that uses their talents, right? And I don't want to limit people. My whole
no,
goal was not to limit people.
yeah.
So
This
so
this
I
this
think
might end
that
up being a part of my submission right here.
I think so. So whatever, minute or 2 clip or whatever it is you want to pull out of this to kind of like and create, an addition to that or whatever it is on your own, I could totally, that would be a great thing, but whatever it is you want to do, that's, if you want to do something else, that's cool too.
Awesome, mate. That's fantastic. That's so fascinating. And first of all, thank you so much for sending me one of these. Like, absolutely privileged to kind of have one, and to know that you took these photos for yourself just adds such a layer of authenticity into this, and it's just yeah, truly, truly, just awesome.
And something, yes, something I try to do on my NFTs, at your own leisure. But if you go in there, you go to OpenSea in there that, hold on. Sorry, my headset just died. If you go in there, the details for all my NFTs, it has all the details of like my photo settings and the date and the kind of the region that it was taken to give people
Yes.
like the full details kind of what happened.
DCL exclusive show off, July 12th, 2021. That's when you minted it? Why's the date? That's in the future.
Is that in the description? Hold on one second.
It's one of the properties, July 12th, 2021.
Oh, that's the event.
Oh, right, the event date.
Yes. So that's like I kind of created that as kind of like a
Deadline.
a hidden like message kind of in there and like remembrance for people later on. There's only so much space in the text to include data and details. So I included more in those tabs, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. That's amazing. Okay, dude, I have to show you my bonsais. You got to come up here, especially in your
Dude, your
kimono.
bonsais are beautiful.
Thank
I
you,
love them.
thank you. I love these things. Come on, you legends. So let's go to
How
the
do
top.
how do I get back to y'all?
What do you mean? Where are you now?
I love
It's
the
like I'm in
light
a server that you are not in.
Okay. So who's that talking? I'm going to send you a direct link. Just
Oh, it's Tupalu.
to Blue. Okay, there you go, mate. Just click on that. I'll explain realms later on. But
Okay. Who
so
made the bonsai?
yeah, so Mies, these are 2 bonsais that I just absolutely fell in love with. It was a project that I never had kind of seen, and I was just like, you know what, I need to get some birds. I'm like, these magpies are actually quite a common property or a common pet on these bonsais. And these were 2 that I bought, and I was like, you know what, I just love these things. And lately I've been getting into birds, and like having it on the top of the roof just kind of makes sense. So maybe as part of my submission, I'm going to put up your photo here, and maybe take another photo, and that can be my submission, kind of an owl showing off in between two magpies,
That'd be
amongst the bonsai
beautiful.
trees, and just give it
That's
like a
pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, like that's kind of what I do because I'm in marketing, I guess, and that's kind of been my talent to have headlines or interesting headlines or just something like that, and that's maybe what I can choose or do as an artist, and then send you a screenshot.
That's awesome.
Who made the bonsais?
Oh, so these bonsais are created by Zen NFT, and
They're beautiful. I was seeing some and they had like mantis pets on them
Yeah.
too. They had a bunch of different ones. They had glowing bonsais. They had like thorn bush ones, like
Yeah.
the bonsai of rage or some shit. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
man. They
oh,
were
I just-
pretty.
dude, I just love them so much. And there's like they're all different pets, like mantises. Mantises are the I guess the main insect, or I'm not actually sure about the history or how to explain why the philosophy of why mantises is so zen. I don't know if anyone else knows, but
I
that
don't know.
I can't explain why they're very zen, but they are. And then there's sparrows, and then there's magpies, and then there's just bamboo as that are in the pet property. But I like magpies because they're like a native Australian bird, and they're really smart. They're a bit cheeky, but I learnt about a poem where it was if you have one magpie for sorrow, two magpies for joy, and so I was like, how I've got to get two of these things, and I put them up here, and in terms of the project itself, they're investing into Sandbox. I know they're looking at Decentraland, but there are so many NFTs out there. There's so many things, especially around devil type themes or ape type themes or dogs or that type of stuff. And not to take anything away from it, it's just not my style. But when I saw these, it just had like an elegance about it, like this kind of simple but practical and complex, and it was just so many things, but most of all just beautiful. And I put them up here on the roof, and we're near the Asian Plaza, which is where I bought land, so it just makes sense. And I just think it would go really well with kind of what Mies has done as well, where you have the owl. Okay, really the only connection there are the birds, but the point is we're on the rooftop, birds can fly and they're up here, and so maybe this is what my submission will be. And I just love these things. They're great. They're great.
Yeah, I think they look good up here.
Yeah.
So, potential spoiler alert. There may or may not be some bonsais on my land for a drop-in event in the future.
Ooh.
No way.
In the sky with birds. So think about that.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, like a floating bonsai. You could put some birds on there. That'd be beautiful. How big is your where is your parcel?
3x1.
3x1. Nice. Nice. That's cool, man. That's fantastic. So, you know what? I'm absolutely going to make my submission. That's going to be my submission, to kind of put an owl there. You know what? I'm gonna make my submission right now. How about that? That's creative because it's spontaneous and Mies is on
Yeah,
board.
on the fly.
On the fly. This is my submission. I'm gonna jump into the SDK right now.
So, who got these NFT? These owl with the gecko NFTs?
What was your
Mies?
question? Who got them?
Me
Yeah,
sells them, right?
How many people?
Oh, 100 actually.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I missent like 2, unfortunately, to the wrong people. So that happened. But that's other than that, it went very well.
2 lucky people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, where'd this owl photo come from?
I was definitely thinking it. I wasn't sure what to make of it. Maybe that's
Well,
half.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's like, it's like the Riddler, right? You have people asking this question in the back of their mind, and they're just like wondering, like, where did this come from? What is this?
Yeah.
Like, I had people like seeking me out. That was the thing. Like, it worked really well for me because it got the community, or some of the community, to engage with me, without me having to go to them, and that was like really cool, and it made things a little easier for me in the beginning.
Yeah, because for me, I think I just got some groom. I don't know, some kind of gruel thing, NFT. I don't know if anyone else got that. But it was like, is this a scam? What's going on?
Yeah, I was confused when I got Matic airdrop or whatever.
Multiple people reached out to me, and a couple people thought it was a scam, but other people, like one guy, he put it on the market. So just so you know, I don't think anyone has sold one of these yet, by the way. I think one has been listed and it might be for sale right now, but none of these have officially sold yet, at least that I know of, on OpenSea. Okay, so out of all 100 that I gave away like 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half, or it was like 2 weeks ago, none of them have been sold yet. None of them have really tried to sell.
Oh.
Now, one person, like 2 people, once they found out what it was, they delisted, just so you know. So they did try to sell until they figured out what it was, but then they delisted. And one of the guys, I told him, I sent him a message like, hey, I just want to let you know, I saw you listed it, but I want to let you know, like, kind of like spoiler alert, this is an Easter egg, and kind of to give an idea of the future value of it, right? And then he decided that he wanted to keep it then, especially since I engaged with him as the artist of the piece, and since he got to know who I was, that went really well. And ironically, he's now my neighbor and a landowner next to me. So it's kind of like pretty cool that worked out that way.
That's fantastic.
And yeah, and so the community, just running into people and engaging with them on any level, is like, it's been awesome. It's been really helpful, and I really recommend people just engaging with the community.
Definitely.
That's amazing. That I'm going to go into the code here. Got more to add, but I'm going to have to click on the link to see which one this is. So I describe myself as a caveman coder, but that is exactly what I am. So I'm going to try and do this. Shouldn't take me too long. Just got to get the link of the previous one. Control F. Found ya. There we go. Grab that. Control copy. Paste this.
What code are you?
Just going into the SDK. Sorry, one sec. Delete, paste. Yep, that's it. Delete, paste. Control S. DCL deploy. Now let's do DCL start first. So I'm going to go in and make sure that this is all up and running. Then I'll deploy it, and this is going to be my submission. It's going to be a video submission to kind of help inspire and to bring attention. And my submission is going to be a video submission, and it's going to be entitled "One Owl Showing Off Between Two Magpies."
I love it. My vote doesn't count, so just so you know.
What? Get these 100 boys or girls over here.
Who? Mies, who's voting?
The best part is, no one can hate me afterwards because I don't get to vote on who wins or loses.
How's that determined?
All the people that are competing.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be determined. All the people that are competing so they're going to be minting an NFT, right? And they're going to be minting an NFT of some kind on, that we can have an OpenSea, we can have a link. And then in addition to that, we're going to pull up the NFT or whatever it is. And then they're going to have some time to present, which, we can also pull up another link if you want, like to your video or whatever it is. If you just want to do, something else as an NFT or whatever it is, or if you want to do the video itself, you can do that. Yeah. And so then, we'll pull up the OpenSea thing. Then at the end, everyone can vote. All the individual people who did their presentations get to vote on OpenSea. They get one pick, get one vote to go favorite someone else's work. You can't vote yourself. And then at the end, we'll give like 10 minutes of voting maybe or something, or, however long is needed. And then we'll, see the votes of who actually voted. We're going to actually go through the names of the people who are competing to see who had the most votes of who competed, not the total number of votes, so that, someone could go on a Twitter spree or something.
That's a cool way to go about it.
Yeah, so I can do like an MP4 NFT submission along with the photo, and I can mint it. So do they have to mint it for the submission?
Yeah,
they do. Okay.
It doesn't cost anything on OpenSea. And the thing is, at the end, right, you can either choose, you can keep it and hold it. You can, sell it if you want to someone, or you could, gift it to someone if you want it in the future. So, those are like all different things that you could choose to do with that piece, at the end.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
And another thing was, to demonstrate that and to let people know that who maybe are not NFT savvy or weren't quite, or so that they fully understand and can go through the process and actually, do it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, that's a lot of the questions. Like, people don't know how to mint. You mean go through the process of minting NFTs?
Both the process of minting and the process of using an NFT that they own and creating a work out of that, as far as like the rights, the IP rights, or whatever you want to call it, to that piece, and understanding what they're able to do with that. Like, so if you wanted to go sell your video or whatever it is, or your NFT after this, I don't expect anything from that. That's your creation. And so, you, as an owner of the NFT of Show Off, you have the rights to use that however it is you feel. So, whether or not you want to capitalize and use your creativity in a video, that's up to you, and you can do that. So, that's kind of like what I want to convey to people is, so, my artwork, right, my photos, they're not just like photos and digital art pieces and anything like that. I mean, they are, you can put them on your land in Decentraland, or, you can use them to create your own art pieces if you would like, as like kind of like a blank or starting canvas. And so, or commercial use, of some kind. And so those are kind of like the additional values that I kind of want to convey, to really show people where the value is in my work. Other than just like being a photo, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. Okay, guys. So, do me a favor. Can everyone, don't refresh yet. Just don't do that. Just come into a line, and can you guys just stand like within the elevator? Just stand in the elevator. And none of you legends is there. No, that's all right. So I'm gonna take a screenshot. Yeah, you guys can see it on the screen, so that's cool. But so, and just press number 1 to wave. Number 1 to wave. Yeah, cool. That's all right. I'll save that one. So
This number 3. Fucking
Did I?
busting a move.
My bad. And then now that I've got that, guys, please refresh your screens, and you'll see an owl before you. So what I did was I took a photo of the owl while it was there before you could see it, and now you'll be able to see it. So while I'm here by myself, the other guys are just refreshing their screens. I just deployed this picture of, it's called Show Off. It's an owl eating a gecko. And my submission is going to be one owl showing off between two magpies.
So what is the I guess prize for the winner?
Oh, okay. So the prize for the winner is going to be, I'm not going to say all of it at once, but the top 3 people are going to get prizes, okay? And so the top 3 are actually going to get a unique NFT that's specific for this event that only 3 people are going to get. That's it, ever. And it's going to be a burrowing owl. I haven't decided which one yet. I'm finalizing it this weekend. But I can tell you that, I mean, it's only 3 people are going to have it, so...
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow, it actually looks pretty good.
That's cool, right? Thanks, mate.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
You got to stand back here and with the bonsais.
That's so clean.
And what you have to realize is that image of the owl, you know, it's like, that's only like 40% of the image or 35%. That's the detail is still all there.
Where was this taken at?
Lee County, Florida, and Cape Coral.
Is that a baby owl? Or I don't know, maybe.
Yes. So this was one of the younger burrowing owls, and the parent did come in and bring this, and the baby went. So this is a burrowing owlet. It went and picked it up to like the back right of this photo, and it was actually trying to eat it the other way, and I was getting pretty upset. And luckily, it just like struggled so much, it decided to turn as it was struggling to try to swallow this thing, and it struggled for a while. And so luckily, it just kind of like turned at me, and I was able to get it for like that moment. And I had like probably 10 seconds or maybe 5 seconds or something, but it was it was a good opportunity. And so and you have to realize, like, out of all the things they've eaten and all the hours I've spent out of like hundreds and hundreds of hours of like photographing them, this is by far the biggest thing that I've seen these smaller owls eat so far.
Did you go home right after that?
Smallest thing.
No, I hung out, I think, for a while after that. I mean, I don't know. So usually it depends. I can't remember, what time it was. I usually go out for like 2 hours after sunrise, and like that's it, unless the weather's really a special way or something else.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
I didn't even pick up
Did you
that
know
that
it?
was a
Did
baby.
you know at the time that it was a good one? Like at the time that the shot came around, did you know that you hit this one? Or was it just like a sort of a surprise?
So I mean, did I realize like how good of a shot it was? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so when I took this shot, like I didn't really think it was that special. And to be like, I take a while to edit my photos after I take them. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
but it could be months. And so like there's certain seasons for owls. And so like these burrowing owls, they have babies. And so like for about from the beginning of like April or maybe the middle of March to like the end of May is the best time to photograph them. So it's maybe like 7 weeks. And so those 6-7 weeks, I go out, three times a week or something in the mornings. I get photos, and I'm going for specific photos that I'm trying to get usually. Rarely I get things I don't really anticipate, but this was one of them. And so that's kind of to give you an idea of like how many times I go out and kind of like what I see. The time I only go out, pretty much the first 2 hours of the day. So it's the early morning. It's usually when they're a little more active. Maybe they're feeding still, if you're lucky enough to get that.
Oh, you gave Sly West one of them. I watched his YouTube videos. Pretty good. Never seen him in the world though.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know. I think I saw him in World once, maybe. I guess that's what it was. I just wrote people's. Those the first 100 people that whose names I wrote down. That like I went to their wallets and that they had purchased items or stuff like that, wearables from artists.
Yeah, you guys should check out Sly West on YouTube. Pretty good videos, pretty informational. I don't know if he's released any, like, I guess, new videos recently, but yeah.
That's cool, man.
By the way, this one needs a little bit of a vertical stretch, but
Is it a bit small? Yeah. I'll give
yeah,
it
yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah. It's still taking on the dimensions of the previous image. But I'll have to adjust the scale.
the ratio. I can see what the ratio is. Hold on.
Yeah.
Looks good though.
Yeah. It does. Like,
I do a 2:3 ratio, just so you know. Almost all my stuff is like a 2:3.
yeah.
Pretty good for on the fly.
That's really good for on the fly.
Appreciate it. I actually just got operator access to the other to my neighbor's property, so he's been generous enough to let me utilize that. So I'm really looking forward to see what happens with that.
It looks like you've been expanding.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Is that more space to the left, right there?
Oh, over this way?
Like
Yeah.
right where I'm looking,
Oh, yeah.
right there.
I mean, I only own myself these 2 parcels, but I was able to do this with 2, so it'd be great to see what happens with the other 6.
Yeah, and whose podcast is that? Watermelon Podcast?
Oh, that's mine. Yeah, I've just started it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Looks
thanks,
pretty
mate. Yeah, Watermelon Podcast hosted by 100 Rainbows. I had been using the 100 Rainbows crypto podcast. It only has, hey guys, is it all right if I send you the link here and then you help support me with a follow? That'd be cool. I've got no subscribers on my new channel. So that'd be amazing if you guys could be my first 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I'm just going to post it here in Decentraland.
Are you making all of this in Unity or something? Or Blender?
Visual. Yeah. In Blender, yeah. And then using Visual Studio Code, yeah. So
Visual
yeah. So I've just posted the link there in their Decentraland channel. I'm just starting a new Watermelon Podcast YouTube channel because I think it'd just be a bit cleaner. The other channel is where I do live streams, and that's where it'll be uploaded. But this Watermelon Podcast is going to be more deliberately edited, more refined channel. I think that's probably important to do.
What's your idea for the podcast?
So the podcast is to have a Decentraland focused podcast. I mean, we talk about everything, right? So this particular podcast was to showcase new and upcoming artists, and Erin is an artist that she's got a flaw here, so we did a one-on-one with her. Next week we're going to have Zeta, who is also a Decentraland personality. He's got 89 parcels.
Yeah,
So
I'm familiar.
so he would you could say that he's a whale, and he's going to come on, and we're going to talk about sex, and I want to talk about things that people may necessarily want to avoid. Not sex in the sense of Playboy type stuff, but sex in the sense that how does Decentraland, or what are the signs that Decentraland is going to turn into like a Second Life type of scenario? Like, what are the alarm bells where sex is overly sexualized inside Decentraland? Because there is the danger of that happening, right? Where someone comes up here and puts up photos of, naked chicks or whatever you want as NFTs, or putting up big plots of land. Like, why hasn't the community done that?
Yeah,
But
I think this.
I
I
think
think the community is a bit different.
yeah, exactly. So you have all these metaverses popping up, right? I mean, Second Life, was that a metaverse? Yeah, it was a metaverse. You have Sandbox, you have other ones, you have Decentraland, and each single metaverse is going to attract a certain mindset. And kind of no judgment, but you as a human being are going to want to spend time in the metaverse that is best suits you and your personality. And yes, okay, there might be other financial opportunities everywhere, but for me, Decentraland is the one that I've chosen because of the community. Like, that I'm not the only one coming in here wanting to start a podcast, or wanting to start a business, or wanting to start, an art gallery or whatever. But
Yeah.
there are like-minded people.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I see opportunity in Decentraland as far as
yeah,
that goes.
yeah, yeah, man. And like Meese, like he's coming in here and he's taken the marketing. He called it guerrilla tactics of sending photos to random people and hoping something comes up of it. I mean, nothing nothing might have happened. He might have just wasted $250 in gas fees just sending him out. But he's a bit smarter than that, obviously, because he researched a little bit. And I don't want that to come across as, hey, you sent one to me. Like, not like that. I'm just saying he was more deliberate with his approach to set up his strategy for success. And that's more likely to happen if there are other people that are like-minded to him. So, good on you for doing that.
I also wanted to, do something that, I don't know. I really wanted to have an excuse to blow like 250, $300 in gas fees just to like do an art project for fun. Yes. Just to say that I did.
Yeah. Well, you got to be able to take from that what you will. I mean, you are spending it, so you got to be able to benefit from it. And even if that means saying I threw $300 in gas fees down the drain, then maybe that's what that is as well.
Yeah, that's like almost like burning an NFT, except I gave an NFT and I burned 300 in gas.
Yeah. I actually wasted money on initial point of interest when it wasn't on Matic. I submitted a point of interest and it cost me about 400 USD in gas just to submit it. Not realizing that people had to pay gas fees just to vote. But that's all changed now.
Yeah, gas fees can be pretty confusing.
Yeah, it really is. But this is cool. So I'm going to make my submission. Why don't we call this to an end in the stream, and we could just chill out, of course. So I'm going to just face this way, and you guys can.
All right. Yeah, a little photo.
Yeah. Come over here. Or let's stand in front of the thing. So you guys all face the same way.
Yeah, we are kind of scrunched in that elevator.
Yeah. So why don't so I've got the camera spinned around. Yeah. Do you guys want to just face the same way I am, and then I'll turn around, but don't move. New Legends, I know. Could you mind facing the other way, New Legends, and I'll just spin around. I'll spin around in a minute. Yeah. So if you guys just stay where you are, don't move. Okay, that's all right. Am I sharing screen? Yes.
The other way.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm just gonna wave. Sorry, New Legends. I'm gonna ask you to turn around again. XDead, if you want to turn around. I know it might look like I'm facing backwards, but don't worry about it. And then everyone can just hit a number on the keyboard, maybe a number 3. And being blocked there. Grab that. Nice. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
100 Rainbows. Are those hats on Matic?
Yes, they are. I
Okay.
believe
Alright.
they are.
I just got back. Sorry about that. I was on the phone with somebody.
No worries.
Did you give him a kiss?
Caught it, mate. Caught it.
I'm gonna send you guys some requests.
Cool.
Now, I really want to, dude, after listening to everything tonight, man, I really want to start creating NFTs because I just learned that do you guys know the artist Deadmau5?
Dead
Uh,
Mall
He's like
5?
a EDM electronic artist. He's been around for years and years, but he creates NFTs that are one of the main things I love about him is his shows. He has a team of like visual artists that do a lot of dope 3D renders and visual effects for his shows.
Yeah.
And he's using all of that in creating NFTs with unreleased songs. And
Oh, wow.
so
Yeah.
I just like I'm an artist and a graphic designer, and I know a lot of animator. Not only that, I can animate myself. I'd love to do something like that. That's just like this is fucking awesome, dude. This is so fucking cool.
How's this for a day? These guys just came into Decentraland like this morning
Today.
or whatever. Today. I met them. They were like half an hour in, and they're seeing all this. So that's
So their mind got blown.
Yeah, real
I've
fast.
I've had a
Yeah.
headache probably
Hey.
the entire night just from overstimulation, man. Like I've never seen or experienced this much in one night, bro.
Yeah, and it's all
Well,
natural.
like
It's
me.
natural stimulation.
Did you say he's making NFT music?
Yeah, he's releasing like video file. It's like a 50-second video with like a looping animation that he created with unreleased music on it. So far the highest bid is 500.
Oh wow.
It's just so fucking cool. This is blowing my mind. So I can combine music, art, and have another, side form of income with another side form of fans and, people that support me. This is fucking awesome,
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
only that, just the NFT idea as a concept, someone having a one of one collectible, especially with unreleased music or something
Yeah.
like that, is really, really cool.
Yeah, the rarity concept, especially with music, I feel like imagine if there was only 1,000 people with like a song.
Exactly. That's just that this is everything is awesome. All of these cons is just that wow.
It's cool, right?
This is
cool.
super cool.
Definitely a lot to expand on.
Yeah.
Rainbows, thank you very much for
Seems like a really
taking
good
us upon
community.
you
No
and,
worries. You're welcome. You're
showing
welcome.
us around and just opening us to all of this, man.
No, you're welcome, guys. This is what I do. Like I meet people, show them around, onboard them, give them a tour, teach them how to talk, how to walk.
And then you kick us out the door and say never come back.
Get out of here. You know how to walk and talk now. You need to leave the nest, right?
Yeah,
Just-
you gotta start paying your own bills.
Sorry, I thought that was fitting for the whole bird thing. But get out of here. Go catch your own geckos and go feed yourself. I'm sick of swallowing food and having to regurgitate. That's what birds do, right?
My
They
two
eat it, they
roommates
throw it
did
up.
find the my two
Owls
roommates
don't.
found the owl.
Owls don't do that?
NFT. Much offensive, bro. I do have 2 geckos of my own.
Oh, right.
Most owls don't do that. Tear it up right there. They just tear it up and then feed them piece by piece.
Ah, right. No, I
Except
didn't know
me,
that.
mine.
Case you don't kind of put it on the ground and the kid grabbed it and then ran off with it.
Oh, son of a. So who was it that had 2 geckos themselves? That's probably breaking your heart.
Man, aka Nato. I'm gonna try to grab him real quick. Give me a second.
You're gonna
It's
go on
Coochie
stream.
Mama.
He's gonna show us his video. Yeah. No, my geckos are in this owl's mouth.
Yeah, definitely don't bring on owls.
That's cool. Okay, guys, I actually forgot to press the sign off button. I'm going to do that now. So Everyone on the 100 Rainbow stream, thank you so much. I'm going to submit my entry to the Mace Show Off Owl competition. Hopefully I do well. If you're one of the 100, vote for me, damn it. See ya.